Have you ever heard of unplugged music, where you can hear the genuine sound of instruments? Well, have you ever considered an unplugged life? It's a chance to hear the different voices that come from your heart.
So I go wild, diving deep into the heart of the great outdoors, where solar energy thrives and freedom knows no limits. Each experience shapes me, honing my edges and deepening my appreciation for the raw beauty and awesome power of nature.
I go far, answering the call for my longing to explore. Every adventure is a step forward, but the best journey of all, I must say, is the one I'm on every single day.
I go deep, reconnect with myself and my loved ones.
So today we have a fun project at hand, and that's installing new, tell them,
Science!
Solar!
Take a moment to enjoy the silence, feel the breeze, hear the waves, watch the sunset. Disconnect from the grid and reconnect with nature, with each other.
And then you just keep banging.
Yep. I go confidently, ready with the tools to shape my future with my own hands. I build my life.
3, 2, 1. Nice.
My home and my energy, casting aside fears of power outages, energy bills, and boundaries.
I think it's working.
Really?
Yeah. So this video was edited entirely with solar power.
Through my journey, I not only inspire myself, but also others.
More than 600,000 others have followed their hearts and chosen to unplug from the grid and joined our community. For 13 years, Renogy has been dedicated to energy independence. We provide a smart and user-friendly way to build your own solar system for RV, yacht, or home. We believe in your lifestyle, your choice, your freedom.
Is your healing? Your healing? Is your healing? Is your healing?
Please won't you come over, let me get to know ya. Hey, nah, 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 nah. Delve into emotion, leave us in this moment. Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to the Renogy live stream in sunny Southern California. I'm your host, Robert Francis, and I'm going to be joined today by my friends from the crazy van life, Maddie and Tyler. Later on, we'll meet with Sherry and Hutch for some fun. Thank you to DJ Cleveland Terry here, spinning awesome tunes at our beautiful campsite. So hey y'all, get ready to dance. I hope you were. I certainly was. Today, Renogy is taking care of you on Renogy Day. We have incredible giveaways from Renogy, the global top-selling solar gear brand. So who wants one? I know I do. Whether you're traveling, surfing, living the van life, or need backup power at your home, Renogy has you covered. It's solar, safe, responsible, and I mean, y'all look at it. It's built like a tank. Okay, so join us as we share our Renogy life and show you how we power our amazing journeys. Let's have a blast together, all right? And stay powered up. So let's celebrate the sun because it is certainly sunny out today, am I right? But y'all, you have one job: sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Get ready for exciting giveaways and the chance to win your very own Renogy solar generator. Happy Renogy Day, y'all. So we are just gonna get right into it. I know what you're thinking. What is Renogy's mission? It is to make clean energy available to everyone, not just in the US, but across the globe. So we're dedicated to helping people achieve energy independence by offering the most advanced and efficient renewable energy products on the entire market. So join us as our passion for clean energy. So what are we doing here? We are introducing some fun, extraordinary gifts that we are going to be giving to you, the viewers, on Renogy Day. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce what they are. On our fifth place, we have 5 units of Renogy One Core, and that's going to be an astounding value of $170.99. Our fourth prize is going to be 100 watts, 12-volt, flexible monocrystalline solar panel. That's coming in at a value of $205.99. Our third prize is 5 units of bifacial 220-watt, 12-volt monocrystalline solar power, and that's going to be at $329.99. But it only gets better from there, all right? Our second prize is 5 units of 12-volt 100 AH smart lithium-ion phosphate battery with a self-heating function, and that's going to be at an astounding $949.99, y'all. First prize is 2 camper van trips, and we even have a grand prize after that. So I know I'm pretty excited to be giving them away, and I know y'all are excited to have the chance to win these items. Let me explain the rules of today's game on how you win those gifts that we just mentioned. Step 1, you need to subscribe to the Renogy official channel. If you're here, I assume you're already subbed, which is amazing. Step 2, listen carefully to the stories and the product information. I'm your host. I will be posing these questions, and I will be providing 2 answers, either A or B. Once the comment section reaches 500, or whatever we kind of determine, a 10-second countdown will begin, accompanied by hopefully your enthusiastic encouragement in this chat. Step 3, when the countdown ends, I, your host, or a guest speaker, we're going to have a couple of them, will take a screenshot on their phone. And from that screenshot, the first 2 or 3 names with the correct answers will be captured, and then we will announce it on the blackboard right behind me. And step 5, this is the final step, y'all. Stay with me, stay engaged in that chat. Viewers can refer to the live stream replay at any time to check the list of winners, because here we ensure transparency and fairness in the prize selection process. So, I know what you're thinking. You've mentioned the 5. What is that grand prize? Well, the final grand prize is a REGO system, and that's valued at $7,000. And to get this one, it's going to be a little different. You need to send your positive interest comments on our latest post on Facebook and YouTube. From those comments, we will pick the winner for the grand prize, and you can start leaving your comments of that interest right now. At any point during this live, if you are blowing it up, if you are commenting, you have a chance to win that grand prize. So, we will, and I know what you're wondering, how will we know? You will see a timer on the top right of the screen every 10 minutes. We will start the contest so anyone can win. And if you win more than $600, this is where it gets a little boring. You must complete a 1099 form and submit it to the IRS, because all the winners have to do this. And you know what? We're going to make it easy. If you are unsure, you can contact our customer support and they will guide you right through it for that grand prize. And again, we're having fun today, y'all. We're going to be giving away a lot. So it is my pleasure to invite my friends, Addie and Tyler, to share their stories with Renogy. Roll the clip.
We're Tyler and Madison.
Why we don't pay for campgrounds. Our RV is fully set up to be off-grid because we have 1,400 watts of solar from Renogy. This allows us to camp all over the US with million-dollar views for free, and it really doesn't get much better than that. Having a full solar setup has given us true freedom when exploring new places, and we will always be grateful for that. We're headed to California for Renogy's live stream, and we will be sharing stories and experiences about using clean energy while also giving back to the community, so stay tuned for more.
Y'all, how cool was that? The superstars in the flesh right here. Please, Maddie, Tyler, introduce yourselves.
Well, we are Maddie and Tyler from White Home on Wheels, and we have been living on the road for the past 2-ish years.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. I guess my question, and I assume, chat, it's on your mind too, how did you get started with this?
Well, back in 2020, I remember I came home from work on my lunch break, and I just told Tyler, I was like, you know, I kind of just wish that we could just quit our jobs and hit the road. And then I was kind of like half joking, half being serious. Then Tyler took it very seriously, and he just started doing all of the research, and that was February. And then we flew out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming in September and bought an RV out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and drove is that 1,000 miles back to Nashville, Tennessee?
That's wild.
Yeah.
3 full days.
Yeah, 3 full days of driving, so we took time off from work. We kept the secret from everyone except for family.
Yeah.
So we didn't want anyone to think we were crazy, even though it was a little crazy. It was a 1984 Toyota Dolphin.
Oh,
and,
wow. Small. That's a small.
Yeah, it was very tiny, and we spent almost an entire year renovating it. And the research that Tyler was doing was putting 400 watts of solar panels on there, so that way we could boondock for free all across the country. And that's kind of what sold me on even doing RV life to begin with, because he was telling me about, like, we don't have to stay at campgrounds and spend all of that money. We can just buy the solar setup and we can park essentially anywhere for free.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
He gave you this idea and you're like, you know what, I'm down to experiment it. Did you do like a trial period, or were you just like, once you outfitted the RV, you were like, you know what, let's do this full time?
Well, we did stay in it just to do a test run, like once, I think, like for a weekend, and we were like, we could do this. So, yeah, so we, I think what eased her mind was, like she said, with not having to stay in campgrounds where we could go and have these $1 million views, is the ability to generate our own electricity and be out in the middle of nowhere. And, you know, and this stuff, we purchased it, but over time it really just paid for itself because we don't have to worry about electricity. You don't have to be plugged in somewhere.
Right.
So that's what sent her into this idea.
The whole journey. Yeah.
I think this could be practical. Yeah.
That's cool. And what do you have currently on your rig? Do you use any solar power currently?
So currently, we did, in the beginning, the idea when we bought this was we'll go and do this for like 3 months, see if we like it.
You're like, that's the test.
Yeah, that was
that's
test.
the trial.
So, you know, we did another. We ended up driving it back to Wyoming and spending like I think it was a little over 3 months.
Was this back in Jackson Hole as well?
Yeah, so in that area, and we went to Utah and
okay,
drove it on the salt flats, but
getting the climates.
Run through the test, and at the end of those 3 months, we were like, we just fell in love with the lifestyle. And so we thought, well, let's get something a little bigger. So we ended up coming back for the winter, and we found a 30-foot Class A RV.
That's a big one.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, yeah.
I'm no van expert, but compared to that one,
yeah.
How big is it comparatively?
I think that's 25 foot.
Okay. Oh, so you have one that's even bigger. This is like you could live in that van.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, one of the funny things with the Toyota, I couldn't stand up all the way in it because I'm 6'1" and I had to like bend my head this way.
Yeah.
So this one was like, oh, I can stand up in this, and actually move around. But so currently now with this RV, we've got 800 watts, or well, in the beginning we had 800 watts, and we traveled for 8 months last year. Was it
8 months. Wow.
I think we're on the road 8 months.
That's amazing. So you kind of traveled through all of the elements. And what do you have exactly? What is the full spectrum of solar that you have?
So now we upgraded to, we've got 1400 watts.
Okay.
And we've got a 3000 watt inverter, and we upgraded our battery system to the new heated lithium batteries.
Oh,
so we
cool.
got 5 of those.
Yeah.
So and
you
that was
got
one
5?
of the, yeah, 5.
Y'all just went. You're taking this seriously.
Yeah, we're all set up now.
Yeah. So that was one of the concerns, like, because we went through, we experienced snow and all kinds of element like weather and temperature. Right. I think the lowest was like 23 degrees. And lithium doesn't do well, below a certain temperature. So with the heated batteries, we don't have to worry about
just kicked in
ruining them. So yeah,
that's awesome. And it sounds like you have just kind of done this full experience. And my question, I guess, now is: are you using Renogy products to kind of power this trip, power that 8 months through the elements?
Yeah. Yeah. So everything that we power is like, some things are like kind of unnecessary, but we've got our TV.
Okay.
I think we got a 55-inch TV in there. So
55-inch?
Yeah, so we can watch TV at
All right,
night. So it's
kicking back in
camping,
luxury.
Yeah. So we're able to charge our computers, which is important because we have to be connected to the internet. Being on social media all the time, like that's our job. And
right.
And other things that we run are like microwave and coffee pots and all that.
All right, you got the home appliances down.
Yeah, and one of the most ridiculous things that we have, I think, is a mini dishwasher.
So like, how does that? I'm trying to conceptualize this. How do you? So you have like a shelf, and then you put it on. It doesn't like take up all of the room?
It would have, but Madison's dad gave us the idea. We had just put the TV in and did the lift thing. So he came in and we were like, yeah, we're going to take this dishwasher and like put it in this back corner.
Right. That's what I was.
The sink and all this, and it was going to be this weird, awkward thing. And he was like, he came and he's like, oh, you need like something that like rises out of the desk or like comes up through the.
Oh my gosh.
The countertop. So yeah,
so it's kind of like in there.
So I bought a
That's
TV
cool.
lift, put a thing on it, and with the push of a button, the dishwasher rises out of the countertop. So it's ridiculous to have, but like we love having to not do dishes.
Yeah, it sounds like it's powering the lift, the dishwasher, your appliances.
And we run it once a day. We ran it once a day for like 8 months.
That's crazy.
All on solar.
So literally, you just took away the burden of like doing dishes as well.
Yeah.
You were just like, hey, if I'm living in luxury, I'm living in luxury. I would do the same if I knew how to. I think they're smarter than me too. That's cool. Do you have any fun stories from just being on the road?
So I think there was 2 stories. One, I guess it's not really fun, but
you're like,
when it comes to like
this is a dangerous story.
The solar panels. We were in near Glacier National Park, and the weather can go from one extreme to the other, and it was a beautiful day, and then all of a sudden it was just like pouring down hail, huge things of hail, and I was sitting in bed and I was so stressed. I was like, that's the end of all of our solar panels.
You're like, these are just going to be crushing them.
Yeah. We have plenty of really great stories of living on the road and stuff, but like, the reality of RV life too is that you run into stuff like that of inclement weather, and you're like, oh, literally we are able to survive on the road and use all of our stuff. It's because of our solar setup that Tyler has installed for us. And I was like, dang, we're gonna have to get all new solar
Oh,
panels.
no, you're like, will it survive this like storm?
Yes, and Tyler went up to the roof like as soon as the storm was over, and everything was fine. So
No
I was
way.
like, wow.
Except the AC cover, like the plastic, had holes in it.
Yeah.
No way.
The AC
It wasn't
didn't
even like the
survive.
solar that was
solar panels were
affected.
fine.
It was like the actual camper.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And then
I would have not expected that. I would have expected the exact inverse, right?
yeah, because it looks like it's glass. So I just figured I was like,
You're like,
there's
all
gonna be
right, that's
holes in
it.
that.
We're yeah.
And then
They held
almost
up.
a month later, we were in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
I love that
and
place, by the way.
It's the best. It's the best town in our opinion. We spent 3 months there last summer, and it was just clear blue skies. And
Wild.
then I was sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, I could just hear our awning just like shaking, and a huge dust devil was coming straight our way, and it completely ripped our awning off.
No
and
way.
Flung the metal awning on top of the roof, and I was like, well, if the hail didn't do it, that sure did it.
You're like, we're not gonna get lucky 2 out of 2
Yes,
times.
and it
The
could've
elements are
landed-
coming for us.
Yes, it landed straight on top. And then once again, yeah, it was like, man, these things are pretty durable. So those are probably like, honestly, 2 of the huge things that have happened, like that have been eventful
Right.
while living on the road.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And it sounds like it kind of stood the test of time and weathering. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like this unstoppable force
Yes.
of renewable energy. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Do you have any other stories, or just being, just on the road, being able to live this kind of lifestyle that you want, utilizing this solar energy? Maybe not even solar energy, it's just a fun story on the van life, and you're able to do that because of the solar.
Yeah, I mean, just us being able to be in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for 3 months. I mean, if you want to look up like a resort to stay or an Airbnb in that general area, I mean, to have the views of the Tetons is expensive because it's one of the most beautiful places in the U.S. And we were able to stay there for 3 months for free. We did not stay at a single campground.
Wild.
And literally the Tetons were our backyard. Like you would open up that front door and there they were.
And we were talking actually a little bit before this off camera, but you were exploring the idea of having your family come out and visit you in Jackson Hole.
Yes.
And why didn't they do that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was just really expensive. They didn't want to sleep on our couch or anything.
Right.
I think
It's a big camper, it's not that big.
yeah, it's not big for parents to come and stay. But yeah, I sent them a couple of hotels and stuff. And I mean, it is beautiful hotels and stuff, but I
Yeah.
mean, you're paying for it for sure. And you don't even get the view of the Tetons sometimes. So it's like, man, you can just get a little camper, and there's plenty of free parking spots out in the national park or surrounding the national park. So
Right.
yeah.
Especially if you have this kind of camper where you're mobile, you can go anywhere, and it sounds like you work from. How is that possible? You said your main job is social media.
Yes.
So how do you work from your van? Do you just hotspot, or like how do you get power out there? I
Yeah.
guess
We actually struggled quite a bit in Jackson Hole last year.
Yeah.
But we were powered by WeBoost a little bit last year for getting just a little bit more antenna signal.
Yeah.
But we were struggling so much last year just using our hotspots for internet and stuff. So we're about to hit the road again, and I was like, okay, you know what? We just need to pay for a Starlink. So we did, and so our entire solar system that we have now is going to be able to power that Starlink, because Starlinks do draw quite a bit of power. And we've
Yeah.
heard raving reviews from all of our friends who
Your
are on the
camper
road
life
and use
friends,
it.
yeah. So while you're on the road, you can power your internet. That's pretty much powers your profession.
Yeah.
You can power your appliances. You can do all of this thing just with the solar panels that you have. You don't have to like go plug in anywhere or nothing.
Nope, and we've had, we've stayed a little bit of everywhere, and so many people, if they want a boondock and they don't have a solar setup, they have to have a generator, which makes a lot of noise.
Oh my gosh, the noisy neighbor. Nobody wants to be the
Yes.
noisy neighbor.
No offense to anyone who uses generators, but yeah, they stink and they're loud.
Yeah.
And so we're able to have clean energy because of just all of the Renogy solar panels and batteries that we have to completely supply us off grid.
100%. And when you mentioned that with generators, it's kind of like counterintuitive, right? You're going to escape the big city, you're going into the wilderness to kind of like truly experience what the wild has to give you. And now you're like polluting the air again as you're there.
Yeah, and that's one thing in the early days I was kind of calculating is like, because our RV, it is big enough that it does have a generator built like in the back, and it's just kind of out of sight. And I did calculate like how much gas would I have to use to have electricity for 6 hours a day, 7 days a week to run all this stuff. And it was like, it adds up over time. And so that was a factor to keep in mind, like how long would a solar kit pay for itself? And it's an investment up front, but you end up saving after a certain point.
Money, right?
You save on gas and just peace of mind, and you have quiet. You can't really run all the time. So
I think that's
perfect for our lifestyle.
Right. I think that's one of the like most underrated aspects of solar is I'm a light sleeper. If there's any noise, I'm just like, I am not sleeping today. I'll be a grouch tomorrow. But it's you get that the energy that is almost soundless.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just works. Like you don't have to go and push a button to like turn it on and make sure your oil is good on it and have your gas topped off. Because with ours, I think you can run it for so long and then it stops because you don't want to get deserted with your gas being empty.
Right.
But yeah, it's ultra quiet, and we stay at a lot of when we travel, we stay at a lot of Walmart parking lots.
Yes, I bet.
Places.
Yes.
So it's nice to just flip that switch and be.
You're good. You're good to go.
Yeah. Without running a loud generator.
Yeah. As we wind up to our first giveaway, I want to know just real quick from you, what's your favorite Renogy device that you have currently?
What do you think?
They're like all of them are good. All of them are good, right?
The whole thing. I mean, yeah, the whole thing.
You said it all works together. It's a beautiful ecosystem.
Yeah. Probably, I think at this point, the batteries that we have, the sulfated batteries, because I don't have to worry about them, being frozen.
Right. Yeah. Like if you wanted to go back to Jackson Hole in the winter where it's notoriously cold, you can kind of do that with ease of mind. I believe it's 41 degrees. If it drops below that, your self-heating battery just starts to kick in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That is, continue. I see you reaching for that mic.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like you said, it all works together. But since we just upgraded to 1400 watts, so we have that many more solar panels. That has been, we haven't been able to use it yet because we haven't hit the road, but we plan on it next week. But a big reason why we wanted to do that was because we're going to Alaska and we're hoping to go down the coast to Baja. And I'm like, okay, I want to be able to run our AC unit, and that is
that's
that
the
is
big
help
one.
us be able to do that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So right now we are gonna go into our first giveaway. My friend Steven is actually bringing out the flexible solar panel. Thank you so much. Flexible monocrystalline solar panel, and this is equipped with a lot of really cool features. I think the first one that I really notice about this, it's just eyesight, is how really flexible it is, right? Can you help me with that one? Yeah. If you look at it, it flexes. Don't flex it too much, don't break it, but 248 degrees. I don't know if y'all can see that at home, but it is amazingly flexible. It produces a 100-watt solar panel, which is amazing. And it's quick to install. It's incredibly convenient. And it's specialized on like mount or curved surfaces, regardless if it's a camper, if it's like, I don't know, a truck, whatever you want, it can kind of go onto that. Along with that is if you have this, there's you never have to worry about maybe like overloading your vehicle, right? It's continue.
Definitely one of the things in RV, camper, van world is like you don't want to overload your per axle or your weight limit or whatever, because that can be dangerous. So it's so light.
It's so incredibly light. It actually comes in at 4.2 pounds, which is a bag.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen people put these on Airstreams. They'll curve it with the curve of the Airstream.
Right,
so
which goes back into that 248 degree flexibility.
Very low profile.
It's a fourth of the weight of normal solar panels. If you have more advanced, it's probably a third. But it's incredibly lightweight. You can kind of take it anywhere. It's 95% thinner than its rigid counterpart, which is absolutely crazy to me. I don't go camping much, but if I did, I think this would be the first one I started with, just because it still produces 100 watts, which is amazing. Now, if you can see this at home as well, extremely thin. So not only is it lightweight, it's flexible, but it's also thin. The Renogy is 0.08 inches. So you can store that too. I don't know if like, if you are in a truck, if you're in a small camper or whatever, and you don't want it to say, I don't know, fly off the top, if you think you didn't secure it correctly, then you can just even store it. It's going to take up zero storage space, super thin.
Yeah, I think you could probably stack them like 10 of them. It could
yeah,
how wide one of them is or something like that.
Yeah, you can combine. That's actually a good idea, is if you wanted to combine all these solar panels, right? You can just, whatever, it's going to take up a foot of space.
Yeah.
And you're kind of charged for the road, which is interesting because it's 95% thinner than your traditional rigid counterpart, which I think is a massive asset to, you know, if you're just traveling, if you're taking it to wherever you go.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that, I guess when you were first starting out, you are seasoned experts now, but you know, in those first months where you were starting out doing your research, did that ever kind of like thought process come to you where you're like, ooh, I don't know about like the weight of this or how thick it is, or, you know, anything like that?
It did come to mind, yeah. And I think if I would have gone, if I could go back and redo it with the Toyota, I think I would have done this, because that's such a small, that thing's like, it was like 20 feet long, I think.
Right.
And not very tall. So I probably would have redone it with this, and that would have saved on some weight, you know. But yeah, these, I mean, they're just as rigid and, you know, waterproof.
Yes, I was about to go into that. It's
great segue.
Yeah, great. You queued me up perfectly, honestly. It withstands winds up to 2,400 PA and snow loads up to 5,400 PA. And going back to the story you had mentioned earlier about that second trip you went to Yellowstone, how you got this like whirlwind, this the what did you call it? Dust Devil. Yeah, it's like a hurricane.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
But you know, it's ultra thin, it's lightweight, but it's still not, it's not going to blow away. You know, you don't have to have, you have the safety of mind that it's not going anywhere. It's still resistant to all of the elements, just like a normal solar panel is, and it's super easy to install. If you are at home, I feel like I'm doing the like classic Instagram thing, you know, like go, can you see it? Yeah.
Turn your phones this way.
Yeah, turn my. It has 6 metal reinforced mounting holes, as you can see right here, all 3, and then on the opposite side as well. With and if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to drill it in or anything like that, it also you can mount it with silicone structural adhesive. So again, we were talking a little bit off camera that you could even maybe, if you wanted to just like camp with your truck, right? You could just stick it on the side of your truck when you're parked, you're going fishing. It'll still do the same job with that kind of silicone adhesive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen people, because you know it is a little nerve-wracking, and I know because I've done this to everyone, but like drilling holes in your roof is always like, ugh, like I don't know if I should do. You know,
what damage am I doing?
If you know what you're doing, you're okay. But
yeah,
if you don't want to do that, yeah, it's a great option to do that. To just use that. There's a way to do that properly, but
right,
it's nice to have that option.
And I feel like, you know, if you're doing your research and you're safe about it, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But I know me, I'm just like, watch one YouTube video and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to drill.
Yeah.
What a really cool feature, weather resistant, it's durable, it's thin, but it's also water resistant, which I think is a really cool feature if you're caught in like even a hailstorm, if it's raining out or whatever. You don't have to worry about pulling this inside. It's going to kind of slick off that water. It's resistant. You know, don't put it on the bottom of your boat.
Yeah. On the bottom,
yeah. But you know, if it's raining or if it's anything like that, you can have peace of mind that it's going to last throughout the night, that it's going to be there when you still need it the most. And on that note, I think I am going to go ahead and just showcase for the audience, if you guys want to hold that right there, just how water resistant it actually is. Okay, Tyler, I might get you a little wet on this one. I just start pouring it on Tyler. I'm like, look how resistant. But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing a slow pour. It's just slicking right off. This is not staying on there. Ooh, I got you a little bit. Yeah. On the sunny day, on the hot sunny day, I wish I was this solar panel right now. And you know what? We're gonna just do a second one as well. We're just gonna fully drench it. Actually, you know what? Let's put it down a little bit. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. And we're just gonna put it right on there. Make sure, you know, everything is absolutely drenched. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, this is exactly how you want your solar panel to be. And so for this part, I think I'm just gonna request your help to showcase that, you know, it is wet, it did get wet, and it can withstand the elements. So would you actually want to maybe even plug this in for us? Show that it is charging still. There we go. All right. And as you can see, oh, sorry. Yeah. As you can see, it is still charging. It's retaining all the charge that it needs. And you know what? I don't know about y'all. Do you think we can get more charge out of this guy?
Yeah.
Oh,
See
yeah.
how the numbers will go?
It's a beautiful sunny day here in California. We can get all the solar panels.
Okay, we just went from 47, 77. We're at 83. We're at 85 right now. 86. Wow, that's as impressive. So, as you can see,
you can just hold it up like right here.
Yeah, she gets her shade.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's multifunctional too.
Yeah.
It provides the shade, it provides the heat, it provides your energy. It kind of does it all.
And even when it's not sunny out, even if it's cloudy, you're still going to be pulling in power. Just not as much as a regular sunny day.
Right, yeah,
Still,
not as much
you'll
as that
still pull in
85.
power, yeah.
As we saw, and we were, when it was facing us, not even the sun, we were still getting at least 47 from it. Right now, I can't read it. I think it's at 27. It's coming down.
Since it's such lightweight, I mean, even if you didn't want to like fully install it and screw it in or use tape, I mean, you could just throw this in the back of your car and take it anywhere with you and be able to angle it to wherever the sun is.
Absolutely. I think that's actually a phenomenal point. And as you know, we are going to be giving away a lot of stuff today. So it is my pleasure to introduce our first giveaway. And that's actually going to be this solar panel right here that I've had the pleasure to introduce with my friends over here. I am going to be asking 2 questions. You're going to have A or B to answer. And just hopefully you get right. You get it right, because we are just going to be going off those answers. We're going to be giving away the awards in Facebook and in YouTube. So I'm just going to start off right away. First question: how many degrees can the flexible solar panel be curved? Is it A, 90 degrees, or is it B, 248 degrees? Now I'm going to repeat that, but before I repeat it, I just want you to remember the grand prize, valued at $7,000, is going to be given away at the end of this, and you can enter it right now by just commenting on our latest Facebook or YouTube post. So for that first question again, how many degrees can the flexible solar panel be curved? Is it A, 90, or B, 248? Go ahead, get your answers in right now. And we're going to move on to that second question. How much does the flexible solar panel weigh? Is it A, 4.2 pounds, or B, 15 pounds? And I'm going to reiterate that question right now. How much does the flexible solar panel weigh? Is it A, 4.2 pounds, or B, 15 pounds? So as you get in and leave the answers to those questions, I just want to reiterate one more time about that grand prize. Go ahead and submit your positive, interested comments in our Facebook or YouTube. Now, we have about 10 seconds before we announce this winner, and I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to pass off the the live stream to our guest host right here, and they are going to be reading off the winners. So, for question 1, the correct answer was B, 248 degrees. And for the second question, the correct answer was A, 4.2 pounds. Matty Tyler, do we have any winners?
Okay.
I say we do maybe, let's do Facebook first.
Oh, hold on. Oh, we're back. There we go.
And again, we have a little bit of a countdown. They're deciding the winners right now. So sit back, relax. We're gonna have those answers to you in just a second here, because you know, we want to operate in transparency and fairness. So we're going to be actually showing you those screenshots after we announce those winners. Which I'm going to be looking back. Maddie, I think we're having a little bit.
We're having some technical difficulties. Okay, we got it. We're
No
ready.
problem. Okay.
Facebook first.
Facebook first. Who is our first winner?
Okay. Oh, Facebook. Okay. Sorry, read the answers again.
Oh, no, yeah, I got you.
I forgot the A or
So for the first question, our answer was B, 248 degrees.
Okay. So that's for YouTube.
We can swap it around. Let's do YouTube.
Okay. We'll do YouTube.
Yeah, that's fine.
We've got, so on YouTube, the winner is, sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, John Kramer.
John Kramer, congratulations.
And I've got, so here's on the right side here. John Kramer.
Actually, do you want to just do the second for YouTube while I have it on this side? The beauty of it is there's so many comments right now. He's having a trouble deciding which one to pick, because y'all, once you're submitting them, we're going back through the feed. We're making sure to be evenly picking. Hey, if you commented at the very beginning, you have an equal chance to win this prize as if you commented on the last second before we decided who was going to go.
Okay.
Now, if you have a second for YouTube, great. If you don't, we can flip over to Facebook.
YouTube. So it was
John Kramer.
Yeah, that was John Kramer. Let's see.
Is it?
It is Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown. All right, and now we're gonna
maybe Mr. Brown.
Switch on over to our Facebook side.
Okay.
He's like,
you're struggling a little. It's okay.
Yeah, that's I believe it. It's sunny out here in California.
Yes, it is. Okay, so the first one is Matthew Abracata. Sorry if I butchered your name. And if you want me to turn this around, there's his name right.
Matthew
right
Abracata.
there. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, so then the next person is Damon Gording.
Gording.
Gjording.
All right, and our last winner for this giveaway, who is it?
Murray Furman. Fuhrman.
Amazing. Thank you so much for doing that, working through those technical difficulties.
I was struggling.
I appreciate it. I know they appreciate it. And now we have our first batch of winners selected. So please, if you have won, contact the Renogy customer service and they will get you all sorted out with all of the legal stuff that you need going forward. That was pretty good. Hey, you guys kind of You nailed it. I mean,
It's okay,
you
we're-
worked through
we're
the
rookies.
technical difficulty. No, that's it's okay. Listen, you're not a professional host. Am I right?
like you,
Yes, no one can compare to you, Robert.
I appreciate that. So now that we have done this, we're going to just jump into our second questions, or our second giveaways, my apologies. And that's going to be with the bifacial panel. Here, let me move this out of the way for you.
Swap.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, Steven. Amazing. Wow, look at this, huh? It is it's a bigger one than that last one we saw, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But you know what? With the large size, there comes benefits to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This bifacial energy can yield up to 30% more power than your average solar panel. It has the ability to capture light from both sides. So not only this side, not the side that chat that you are seeing right now, it can also capture sunlight from this opposite side. That's where you get the bifacial word from it. I honestly, when I first saw that, I was bifacial. Facial, why? But because it absorbs from both faces of that solar panel. And that can actually provide 30% more energy compared to just normal traditional solar panels. So I know I love that flexible solar panel, but this one is going to pack a little bit more of a punch. It has more energy even if it's partially shaded, because again, you know, you get those reflections. My personal favorite anecdotal story for this is, like, you know, if you're in the snow or anything like that, snow is very reflective. It's still going to absorb all of that reflection from the sunlight. I've been burnt so many times in the snow, it's ridiculous. I'll probably get burnt today, you know? But what's actually really innovative about this design is it has half-cut cells, bypass diodes, and 10 bus bar technologies that give it the maximum energy output, even when it's partially shaded. I'm no techie guy. That sounds amazing to me. I will take that 30% more, regardless of what you're doing. Now, have y'all ever experienced like a bifacial solar panel, anything like that in your journeys?
No, but I mean, it would have been nice because we did camp in some snowy. Really nice benefit, I think, is like we're going to try to go to Alaska, like Madison said, this summer.
Wild.
And you know, the sun, I think in the summer it's lower. Or something
I think
like
in the
that.
summer
Yeah.
you're going to be good.
It's like
if you
lower.
were in
I
the
think it'll
winter,
be okay, yeah. If you're in the winter, you know, you'd want to tilt these up, and you know, this is double plus some than each one of our solar panels. So you don't have to go up and flip up, you know, 14 of these. You can do like half of that.
Yeah.
A lot more than half actually, but.
And gives you that like 30% more output, which is amazing. No, I definitely like it. Again, you know, the snowy day, it has that ability to absorb the reflection from the backside, and it's always available to get that kind of light in either shady elements, anything like that, which is good. And it's, you know, it's a bit of a bigger build, but that's just because it matches the output that it gives, which is going to be a little bit more of output than, you know, your traditional. It's, well, not a little bit more, 30% more. But which is amazing. And so here's the thing, I'm not a camper. That's why I'm bringing y'all. I need to start being a camper. And I feel like if I started camping, I'm the kind of person who would just be like, all right, I'm going all in, right? So I'm just gonna call you up one day and be like, hey, I'm getting this bifacial, I'm getting camper, help me install this, you know?
I'll come out and help you.
Please do. I am going to need that help, because I feel like this is one of those ones that is, I mean, I don't know if y'all can see it on the chat side, but it has the ability to kind of screw right in to the top of your campers, and it's the installation is pretty easy, but if I had other people with me, it'd be great. So I'm saying this is a 220 watt panel, but in optimal conditions, it produces 285 watts, which I find that's kind of mind-blowing to me, where it is able to, produce that mass amount of power on snowy days, on traditional days, just, kind of whenever. And this, again, is a very durable panel as well. It's going to be facing the elements. If you're out there, it can withstand 2,400 PA of snow loads and 5,400 PA with wind. Like, that is, to me, pretty good, right? You can again take this anywhere. You can truck it to Alaska. You can do pretty much anything you want with it. Yes, exactly. And speaking about durability, it is one of the most durable we have, with an IP of 68, durable IP 68, with the rating junction box, and the ability to withstand, like I said, that 2,400, the snow loads at 5,400, and they are so sure about this piece of equipment that they actually have a 25-year performance warranty. That's pretty incredible.
I think they'll pay for themselves.
Yeah, it absolutely will. It absolutely will pay for itself. How long have y'all been adventuring on the road again?
2 years.
All right, you got 23 years left, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Mine, who knows? Yeah,
that's funny. And are your mom and dad supportive of the van life? Or they're indifferent? Okay.
Yeah, they miss us all the time.
I'm sure.
We miss them too. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's worth being out and having our own adventures.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure once they were against it, and then once they saw that you were making some money doing this van life, they were like, actually, how bad is it really?
We have a blast just traveling and meeting people. So.
Yeah. Is it are you one of those couples that is like, just, hey, this is what I have and you should have it too? Like, I know I'm the kind of person where it's like, if I have a new VR set, I'm just like, yo, you need this VR set. Come join me, please. I need other people to experience this.
Yes, we have some friends that I think that they've joined the live stream, so they'll know that I'm talking about them, but they do not have any solar, and we have tried to tell them whenever we were with them, last year we traveled with them just a little bit, and they are just surviving off of this tiny itty bitty, what is it called? Just like a portable battery, and they survive off of that. And so when we were with them, we were like, yeah, you guys just come over and watch TV with us because we've got the full setup.
Endless energy, yeah. They're like, what do you mean watch TV?
So I've tried to tell them, like, hey, if you just meet up with us, we'll do a full install. We'll give you a battery, just like you need the solar setup to be able to fully. Yeah, they have a Starlink.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a trade-off. You say, hey, you can charge all your stuff, but we can use the Starlink.
Yeah. Oh, dang, we already bought one. We should make a deal with them. But we have tried to tell them, like, you guys, without a doubt, you need a solar setup to be fully
mobile,
equipped to live long-term. Like, they've been doing it for about a year. And I'm like, if you want to go much longer and want to be comfortable, make the investment.
100%. And I mean, I know a lot of people that, I have a lot of climber friends, and I know they'll just go to a specific climbing spot and they will climb there for weeks on end. And I think this is kind of one of those perfect solar panels where if you go somewhere and you plan on not really leaving, not moving, you're going to get a mass amount of energy because you just leave it out, you forget about it, right? You're going climbing, whatever, and then you can come back and you can watch those TV shows. You can have your fridge operate. You can wash your dishes, you know?
Maybe, yeah.
You said they can't, we can. Yeah, I feel it. Which I just think it's an incredible experience to just kind of like, I think solar is one of those things that brings the entire outdoor community kind of together, where you're just like, oh, you're using renewable energy, you're powering the things you need, you're working, which is like, I think more and more that nomadic lifestyle, that it's like entrepreneur nomad, it's something like that. Yeah. Well, I think that's more and more desired, especially within our generation, of just like kind of breaking the chains of corporate and being able to like, work anywhere. And now you have the power to do that, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's great because like it's fun meeting people that know all of this stuff, and so you can kind of talk like nerdy stuff.
Yeah, you
like,
can
what
talk
do
the
you got
tech,
on your
yeah.
rig? Or like, oh,
Yeah.
I got this. Yeah, it's fun into people like that, but it's really fun. Like Hutch and I were talking, just nerd talking about this stuff. It's
That's amazing. Yeah, I think that it is one of those uniting factors, especially because, like you were saying, you get nerd talk, you get this kind of solar panel, you get the flexible solar panel, you get so many devices in the Renogy ecosystem too that can power your entire van life. But even past that, if you have just a truck or whatever, it helps you do more. Yeah. And with that, we're going to go into our second giveaway, and I bet you could guess what our second giveaway is: the bifacial solar panel. I know people are going to be shocked on that. We just did a 10-minute intro. So if you just joined the live stream, this is how we're going to be breaking it down. I'm going to be reading off the questions. You're going to be answering the questions in this live stream, and then we are going to be choosing the answers from the live stream. Our first question: how much more energy can the bifacial panel yield compared to a traditional solar panel? Is it A, up to 10%, or B, up to 30%? I'm going to repeat that one more time so you can get those answers in right now. Is it how much more energy can the bifacial panel yield compared to a traditional solar panel? Is it A, up to 10%, or B, up to 30%? Go and get your answers in right now in the live. And I want to remind y'all about the grand prize that's going to be at the very end of this live stream, valued at $7,000. You can get in your answers right now to qualify for that contest. You have to leave a positive comment on the Facebook or YouTube post, our most recent one. Now, I'm going to go back to the questions. This is our second question. Can the bifacial solar panel generate more power on snowy days than traditional solar panels? Is it A, yes, or B, no? Again, I'm just going to reiterate that question, y'all. Can the bifacial solar panel generate more power on snowy days than traditional solar panels? Is it A, yes, or B, no? Remember, get that in on Facebook and YouTube. Y'all look like you're already on top of the game.
We're going to do better this time.
He said, we learned from last time. I'm going to go over to the blackboard. We have 10 seconds on the clock. So remember, y'all, get your answers in right now, because we are going to be announcing those winners in a very quick second. Look at them studying away. They're getting those screenshots ready? You know what? Yeah, let's run it. Okay. What is it? Let's do Facebook first. We're going to do 2 for Facebook.
All right, so the first one we have Kenny Hawley.
Kenny Hawley, congratulations. And what is going to be that second winner?
All right, number 2 we have Noah Deast.
Noah D. All right, congratulations. And now we are just going to flip this board right here, and we are going to be moving on to YouTube. Just a second. All right, can you read off the 3 winners from YouTube?
Okay, for the first one we have Joe Bottlehoe Jr.
Joe Bottlehoe. All right. And who is our second winner?
We have Grace Deast. I wonder if they're related.
I think they might be. I think we got maybe so. Siblings? All right. And who is our third and final winner for this giveaway?
We have Edward Jackson.
Edward Jackson. Hey, let's go. And congratulations to our winners of this second round of giveaways. Y'all killed that. I'm just gonna say that second one went a lot smoother.
We learned.
She said she's doing it. To our winners, I want to remind y'all, please contact the Renogy customer service if you win this prize, because again, we have to do all of the legal stuff. IRS will go after us. Probably you too. And with that, I just want to say, y'all did an absolutely amazing job. I loved hearing about your stories, your experiences on the road, and your journey with solar, which is amazing. So don't forget that we do have a grand prize that you can get into right now, y'all. Go ahead and leave some comments on our Facebook and YouTube channels. It's just going to be on our most recent post. That's where you're going to be leaving those comments. So get it in now, because it doesn't matter what time you left your comment. We're going to be picking throughout this entire live stream a couple winners. And I think that is pretty cool. I believe we are wrapping up our time with y'all. So thank you so much. Everyone at home, please give a warm applause to Maddie and Tyler for sharing their stories and drawing those winners for us. It is my pleasure now to introduce Sherry and Hutch to tell us about their experiences with Renogy over the years. Please roll that clip.
This is Hutch.
This is Sherry.
And this is Hamlet, our 1957 vintage camper that's been our solar-powered off-grid home on wheels since the fall of 2012.
That's almost 11 years, y'all.
Now, we have been all over this continent exploring the natural world without having to plug in. Solar power gives us the freedom to live, work, and play wherever we want to be.
As Renogy ambassadors and lifelong educators, we want to empower people to live out their road life and off-grid dreams. Together, we can help reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and create a more sustainable future.
Please join us in celebrating Renogy's 13th anniversary and follow Renogy Official to stay tuned for the first live stream event on June 16th from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. Now, this will be on Renogy's Facebook page as well as their YouTube channel.
And we're giving away the biggest prize during the live stream event. You won't be disappointed. So thanks.
And we'll see you on the road.
How awesome was that? Sherry and Hutch in the flesh. Please give us a little bit about yourself, because that was an amazing story, but just the tip.
Got it. Well, so I want to take you back to the summer of 2010. We're riding out in our North Carolina home on a bike ride, and Sherry rides up next to me and she's like, hey, Hutch, I got this great idea. Let's buy a camper, let's see the country and rent out our house and just hit the road. And I thought, man, that sounds pretty awesome.
You're like,
that was awesome.
Great, hypothetically.
But I think what he was telling me was that let's do this someday. Well, that someday came to my calendar about 2 months later when I had that day at work.
Okay.
That everybody's had it, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. And after some tears, I realized that I was free. And I was ready to move on and do something different. And we had kind of poked around online about like what kind of travel trailer we might be interested in when we first talked about it. So I went home that night. I got on eBay, believe it or not.
way.
This was back in 2010. So
Okay,
I got
perfect
on eBay.
place for it. Perfect place.
And I saw the perfect camper and I said, oh my gosh, he's not home yet. The bid is closing. I have got to put a bid on and submit.
Yeah.
And I did. And just in that moment, I hit the submit button. And he came home a couple hours later.
Yeah, so I'm like tired, exhausted from a long day. All I want to do is like relax, and before my body's even in the door, I hear from the bedroom, I hear, promise me you won't be mad.
You're like, that's not a good
what
start.
Did you do? What did you do? She's like, tells me we are the proud owners of this 1957 vintage camper. And it was in some questionable condition. You know, we saw a lot of potential. He had good bones, but I was like, man, this is going to be a project.
This is work.
We knew we could do it. We had done a lot of work on our own home. We had mad home repair skills and all the tools to do it. So we just dove in and started doing it. Spent about 18 months, 6 nights of weekends and nights kind of thing.
Yeah.
But 18 months working on it while also working full time, 60 hours a week. So yeah.
Wild. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So when did you kind of take this passion project and then just be like, all right, we're doing this full time?
Well, it was September of 2012.
Oh, you have like a date. I was not.
September 3rd of 2012. It's our 12th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
at the
that's
time,
adorable.
And we decided to launch on that date because it was a gift to ourselves and our marriage as well.
Wild.
And so, we thought at first it was just going to be like a year and a half, and then maybe we'd settle back down or we'd explore other opportunities. And it was probably like 6 months in, and I'm like, do you want to go back? And she's like, no, I don't want to go back. And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling the same way. So it was, in that time, we kind of started thinking about how can we make this like more long-term and how can we sustain ourselves, financially and, emotionally and physically. How can we develop community on the road and all those things? And we just have sort of fallen in love with it. And there's no time, we don't see ourselves slowing down anytime soon.
That's good. I mean, if you've been at it for what you said, 12 years now?
Almost
10?
11 years. So
okay.
in September, it'll be 11 years. Yeah.
Incredible. So I guess what kind of got that's the start of your van life, right?
Right.
What was the start of your solar life?
Yeah, it started on day one. So
no way.
We left the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina with solar on our rig. Yeah.
That's incredible. You were ahead of the time.
This was before van life. This was before Instagram. This was when you could not find any information about solar. So thank you, Renogy. And yeah, we figured it out. We had a friend that worked in the industry, helped us out with our very small first solar system. And it ran a few things, but we've since upgraded. And we have now all complete Renogy products. So.
That's so good. So what kind of ride do you have right now, and what energy system do you have with that, or what products are you using?
Sure. So a complete Renogy system. So for a complete system, you need 4 components. You need the solar panels, and that flexible solar panel that you had up here earlier.
Yes.
We have 200 watts of that on the roof.
Okay, let's go.
Perfect for our vintage camper.
Yeah.
Because it is low profile and lightweight. It's absolutely perfect, and it's working beautifully. We also have a foldable solar suitcase, which is a 100 watt we can throw on a low solar day, get some more surface area that way. And then that charges, that goes through a 40 amp Rover Elite MPPT charge controller. And that is going to boost that voltage up a little bit for us and give us more juice. And right now we also have 2 lithium iron phosphate batteries. They're 100 amps a piece, and they're the self-heating variety as well. So,
wow. Yeah. Which we also previewed a little bit here.
Yeah.
And now I know.
I have one more. For
you.
Oh,
yes. Continue.
We've got a 700 watt inverter. So if we want to plug anything in with a household plug, we've got it's the smallest of the Renogy line, but it fits our lifestyle perfectly.
If I ever forget anything, I am passing it to you. You know what you're talking about. You know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
And the other part I wanted to talk about is that we also have our truck integrated into our solar panel system. So we can actually charge the battery that runs our fridge freezer in the back of our truck. We charge that through the alternator. So we're taking advantage of the alternator current, sending it back through a 30 amp dual input Renogy MPPT dual input charge controller.
Yeah, I feel you. It's
what
a
I'm
lot.
trying to say, it's the DC dual input charger. And it charges up our tiny little 50 amp lithium battery, and that runs our cooler. And we are out of the cooler and ice game. We're into a DC fridge freezer, so we can set that temperature. And we have never run out that battery down during the two plus years that we've been running that cooler. It's a whole game changer.
Yeah. And we've also integrated the 2 systems. So the camper is one system and the truck is one system, but with the flip of a switch and a couple of wires and some Anderson connectors. If it is a low solar day or it's at night and maybe the cooler battery is just fine, we can switch it so that DC to DC, that dual input one, is also charging the house battery of the camper. So it's all fully integrated. And if we're sitting for a while and we haven't run the truck for a little bit, we can, because it's dual input, we can just pop a portable solar panel on it and it'll charge that battery back up. So it's all fully integrated together. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, you got a full system that it's almost like a self-feeding system.
Exactly.
It is, absolutely.
And we can take advantage of the main 3 charging options, which are the engine charge, solar panel, and if we happen to need to plug into shore power, which is so very rare. Yeah, we can use an AC to DC charger that can charge up our house battery, and we do that. Yeah.
Once or twice a year. Speaking on that, I feel like a lot of people just talk about how expensive kind of solar panel is, solar energy is. Do you think using this kind of solar energy, solar panels, you've been able to save any money?
Absolutely. So we have been on the road, like we said, almost 11 years. And I did some math recently. So we teach Solar 101 seminars at RV shows across the country. And I did some math just to share with people just how cool this is. And had we plugged in every night and using a very low number, like $40 a night, that's like the lowest you're going to find for an electrical site. Some of them are 75, 100 or
So
more
it gets-
than that.
it gets high.
So I'm just using that as a low number.
Yeah.
And then I looked at how much we've spent on camping, because I keep track of that sort of stuff.
Smart.
We have saved $140,000 in camping fees.
That's outrageous.
$140,000 in camping fees. Yeah, a little over a decade. It's amazing.
That's so much money. Where it's like, that's something I wouldn't even think about, like added cost if you're doing this van life, if you're doing whatever. That's so incredible.
Yeah. It's amazing because we can camp in places that don't have electrical hookups. They're beautiful. They're campgrounds, or be on public land and camp completely for free.
Wild.
So, yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I saw you reaching.
Well,
for
I was just going to say, I think a lot of people are, thinking about their build, they're thinking about their budget, and that's really important to think about it. And so it's, the greatest thing about, we've looked at Maddie and Tyler's system, which is one kind of build, which is awesome. They can run so many different things. Ours is on like the other side of the spectrum. And so the great thing about solar is that it's scalable to whatever it works for you and your lifestyle and how you want to live and how you want to camp and how you want to, whether you're doing it for like 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 years, you can build a system that'll work for you.
That's right. You guys have what do you call the little ham? It's a very
Hamlet.
Hamlet.
It's a 65-year-old, basically.
Okay, yep.
Ham style travel trailer. That's what they're called.
Amazing.
Adorable. People think it's an Airstream, but it's a sport craft. And
You
its
correct
name
them
is
every time.
Hamlet. Yeah, its name is Hamlet. Yeah.
I love it. And it seems like, you exactly what you were saying, were able to adapt it with those flex solar panels. And I mean, you have the whole rig. Yeah.
Yeah, it is all set up.
And we started out in this one little container underneath our dinette in the kitchen of our trailer, and we have maxed out that space. We haven't had to put our components elsewhere, so we've really maxed out that space as we've grown, and we've been able to power our life and our growing small business.
That is so incredible. You've been able to do everything that you need on the road with that solar power that's adaptable to whatever size you need.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gotten us through 49 states, 10 Canadian provinces. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Every national park you can drive to. We've been to all 51 that you can physically drive to.
That is so
on this continent. And
cool.
Countless national monuments,
Yes.
national forests, lake shores, BLM land, you name it. We've been all over
The
this
whole
country.
shebang.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What an incredible story. And on that note, we are going to get into our next giveaway. And this is actually going to be a little different. So our prizes for this round, I'm just going to pass it over here, is going to be a little exaggerated. We only are giving away one winner this time, but we're going to give away a second winner later. And the winner on this one is going to be someone commenting in the Facebook feed. And so the prize we are prepared for this time is the camper van trip. So check out the trip details on the live stream description area. And as unique as this giveaway is, it's going to be a little more unique because Sherry and Hutch are going to actually be asking the question and answering it. Well, giving the answers.
All right. So how much did we save by using solar for the past decade or so?
That's a great one.
All right. So answer A is $14,000. Answer B is $140,000, which is correct. How much have we saved by using solar over the last decade or so?
And I'm going to remind you all one more time that right now you can get in for the grand prize if you leave a comment on our latest Facebook or YouTube post. So get in right now because we're going to be selecting that at the very end of this live stream, and you have a chance to qualify, but you have to comment now. Could you ask that one more time?
Sure. How much have we saved on camping expenses over the past almost 11 years? Answer A, $14,000. Answer B, $140,000.
There it is. You have 10 seconds left to get it in. And please go ahead and select that winner as I walk right on over to this blackboard. All right. Sherry, Hutch, do we have a winner?
We do. I am going to go with, is it Scott Schoaf? S-H-O-A-F. Scott Schoaf. Sorry if I mispronounced that. My last name is Gagliardi. I've had mispronunciations all my life.
That's great. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations,
to
Scott.
Again, I want to remind you all, we have one more of those really cool van trip giveaways coming out later in this live stream, and that's going to be for YouTube. So Scott, please go ahead and contact the Renogy customer service. Congratulations on the win. You need to do your taxes. So now we are going to get into our very next giveaway, and that is going to be the self-heating battery. Thank you so much, Steven.
You're welcome.
I'm just going to set this right here. Now, the self-heating battery, y'all actually have a couple of these, if I'm not mistaken.
We have this exact thing times 2.
Yes. You're like, we have a lot of them. Times 2, yeah. It's really exceptionally cool because once the outside temperature drops below 41 degrees, it effortlessly keeps the battery charged and it keeps going. That's when it really starts to kick in. And have y'all experienced this in your journeys? You've done 49 states.
Sure. So we just installed the self-heating, but the reason why we got the self-heating is because we have had problems in the past with lithium iron phosphate because it's below 32 degrees, the core temperature of that battery, and it will not charge. It will continue to discharge and give you energy, but it cannot charge anymore. So we've had our heater in there with a fan trying to heat it back up again. So we got this one, and we can't wait. I don't want the weather to get cold anytime soon.
Right, you're like, don't jinx yourself.
We literally just got them in, so we're excited to try that. But we do have some other experiences with the self-heating battery because we've done some product reviews and some installations of some other Renogy products.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, and those those self-heating batteries are just awesome for so the thing is when when it's cold outside, they start to cool down and they cannot charge if the core of the battery is below 30 degrees, below freezing. So the self-heating battery function is like it nixes the kryptonite of the lithium iron phosphate, and it just starts. So as soon as it detects a charging source, it will then start that heater, and it'll get the battery up to temperature pretty quickly and be ready to charge, so that you don't have to lose, you don't have to worry about your battery. The great thing about the batteries though is that they will still discharge if they're under temperature, but
still give you that energy.
Yeah, so they give you the energy to get that battery heated up and ready to go in the morning. Yeah.
So yeah, we did a product review of the Lycan, which is the basically home solar generator. It's an all-in-one unit. You add solar, but it's got all the other 3 components that I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah.
Involved in that, and that has 2 48-volt batteries in it, and those are both self-heating batteries as well. So when we did the product review of that, it was February in Michigan. We were at Hutch's parents' house.
Okay.
And February in Michigan.
It's cold. That gets cold. Yeah.
So we got to see that in action. We're pretty impressed by it. And then last November, we were in Bend with some friends, and they got a new REGO system. They got the complete REGO system, and it was supposed to be in the 40s and 50s in Bend. It was in the 20s and 30s in Bend, and
that's harsh.
So it was very cold, and so we got to see the REGO battery, that 400 amp hour REGO battery in action.
That's so cool.
That was pretty cool.
I think one of the cool things about this is the BMS circuit. Because the BMS provides over 20 protection designed to allow peak current of 150 A to pass through and deliver up to 1 C charging and 1.3 C discharging. Like you were saying, it can charge but can't, discharges but doesn't charge. During an emergency, and 50% more heat dissipation area, which is crazy to me, where it has that power of 50% more. I'm just trying to think of how that even is possible. But I guess if it's still, if it's charging under those climates, then it just makes sense. It's also, the quality is outstanding. The next level pouch cells, the cells in there, surpass severe high temperatures and puncture tests to avoid fire on explosion. The battery cell not only passes the UL 1642, but also offers over 10 years of lifespan with more than 4,000 cycles, 80% DOD, which that's almost the amount of time that y'all have been traveling.
Yeah,
that's right.
About 10 years.
Right.
Just over, yeah.
So if you had copped one of these at the very beginning,
yeah, we wouldn't have gone through 3 other lead acid batteries before we started with the lithium iron phosphate.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't use a full cycle per day. So
That's
you know,
crazy.
we might use a portion of a cycle. So that's 4,000 life cycles of charged to safe depth of discharge, which is the 80% for the lithium iron phosphate,
Yes.
back up to a full charge. So we might only use a portion of that.
that is incredible. And has that happened for you on your journeys where it's just like, have you ever needed more where you're just like, oh, I wish I had more energy or whatever?
Well, I mean, that's why we added a second battery, because we run our business out of our camper as well. And we do a lot of product reviews and a lot of video installation. And that is a lot of what Hutch does. And his laptop is an energy hog. I mean, when you're running high graphics on a computer, it is an energy hog. So that is probably the biggest energy usage in our camper in total. And of course, we're running other things too. But if it's cold outside, if it's winter, if it's snowing, it's raining, we're everywhere all the time. So, we might want to work when it's raining and play when the sun is out. And so if it's raining, we're not getting that solar charge. So we decided to get that second battery. And we just got Starlink as well.
So, okay, so you're going to be using some energy.
Yeah. We're headed to Canada this summer and going to use the heck out of that Starlink.
Yeah, we haven't had Starlink long enough to know really how much the energy consumption is, but we were able to run it off of our little portable battery, from Renogy here, the 300, and we ran it for like an hour and a half, and it only went down like 25%. So, and that's a pretty small battery. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. It maybe not be as much energy as we thought it was going to be. Right.
Well, and that's kind of what I like about these batteries is they have an activation switch. And with the activation switch, you can turn on and off multiple batteries in parallel, just, to ensure the safety of the installation and the use, which is, I think, a really cool benefit of those batteries. You can kind of auto balance them, which is the next function I was about to bring up, is you can easily connect batteries in parallel up to 8. You guys have 2 with auto balancing function, improving the average charging efficiency for them in the long term, which again, I don't know if y'all have had this, but maybe it's discharging or charging where it goes past that 80% of that, like you were saying, it's the healthy amount that you want to charge the battery is that 80%.
That's right. You don't want to discharge it lower than 20% of the battery. So that's 80 from 100 down to 20. Whereas like most lead acid batteries, they want from 100 down to 50. So you've got a little bit extra. But even with lithium iron phosphate, you can dip down, and occasionally it won't damage too much. But you want to try to 20 is like the safe bet.
Yeah. That makes sense. And it sounds like y'all have been on the road doing this. It sounds like you know exactly what you are talking about.
Yeah, we not only live it, we teach it. So we teach Solar 101 seminars at RV shows across the country. We do open houses at rallies and other events and bring people in, and they can see the solar system in action. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to empower people to go solar.
Yeah, to go solar.
I was going to say, and we're using that education background that we had in our former careers to sort of try to be the middleman between the technical speak, and so all of our stuff, all of our installation videos, everything is designed towards that beginner level without dumbing it down or insulting people who know what they're talking about, but just say, hey, we understand, we were once like you. There's a lot of resources out there. Some of them are great, some of them are overwhelming. So we try to reach everybody at the beginning.
Yeah, and I think what is an added benefit of this is the ability to enhance the ways to monitor it, where you can just connect to the app, the BT2 Bluetooth and DC Home app, to monitor multiple batteries in whatever state in real time, which is crazy. Like if y'all were still, camped in Chicago, or I guess Michigan. Sorry, you didn't say Chicago. You're like,
Still cold.
Oh yeah, still cold,
Yeah.
still cold. You could go and pick up your app right now and check out the batteries, see how they are.
Absolutely. See what temperature they are and see what depth of discharge they're at. Yep.
Yeah, and do you have that app, the Renogy One Core? Do you have that?
So we do, but we haven't installed it yet because we literally just got
Oh,
it.
you
But I'm
just got
super
it, yeah.
excited. But we have done a product review and tested its predecessor. So its predecessor was the M1. So it was the Renogy One M1, and it worked great. And we actually helped our friends that did the REGO system in Bend last year. They installed that, and it worked fantastically well. It's a great monitoring system. So we're excited to see what the new one will do. Probably next week. Yeah, check in with us next week.
That's what I like to hear.
We will
That's
have
what
it
I like to hear,
installed. Yeah, exactly.
I'll give y'all a call for that too. And it's really cool because it is a 3-in-1 smart panel. The Renogy One Core it's so versatile in the way that it can just monitor and regulate all of the devices that you have, or not devices, but equipment that you have.
All the components.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the components,
Yeah.
correct.
It is an all-in-one screen, so you can just touch on different things and see what each component is doing. It's great.
Yeah, and it sounds like you loved the predecessor, so I'm sure that you are going to love the current juggernaut that's coming out right now.
Yeah, we got a little inside scoop on kind of what was going to be integrated into it, so we're super excited.
Yeah, as
about
you're
it,
at this Renogy Live event,
Right,
you're
right.
like, we have the inside scoop. That's funny. Thank you so much for supplying that. A wealth of information for us. I think it's time to get into our next giveaway, and that's going to be this right here. That's that self-heating battery. Thank you, Steven, for bringing that out.
Are we doing YouTube or Facebook this time?
We are doing both this time.
Oh, both
Yeah,
this time. Okay, gotcha.
And so for both of the people on the live stream, or all of the people on the live stream, we are going to be answering, I'm going to be asking 2 questions. So the first question is, how many amp hours is the battery? Is it A, 50, or is it B, 100? I'm going to ask that one more time. How many amp hours is the battery? Is it A, 50, or B, 100? And don't forget, we are doing a grand prize at the very end of this. So go and comment on our Facebook or our YouTube to make sure that you can get in right now and qualify for that grand prize, because it is a big one, y'all. And now I am going to just go straight into that second question. At what temperature does the self-heating function activate on the battery? Is it A, 41 degrees, or is it B, 20 degrees? I'm going to repeat that just one more time. At what temperature does the self-heating function activate on the battery? Is it A, 41 degrees, or B, 20 degrees? Now, you will see a timer on the top right of the screen every 10 minutes when we're doing this, and that is the signal that we are starting the contest. And anyone who wins over $600 of value in product, please contact our customer support, because you must file a 1099 with us. Now, the 10-second countdown has begun, and our amazing guest hosts are picking the winner as we speak. So Sherry Hutch, can we get the first Facebook winners? Or YouTube, or whoever. I mean, hey, I think everyone's a winner in this live stream, and that's just me personally.
What was the 2 answers for the first question again?
Yes, the answer for the first question was B, 100.
Okay, got it.
We're working through it right now. The beauty of it is, Jeffrey Gardner. That is
Gardner.
Gardner. Okay.
Congratulations, Jeffrey.
All right.
And then, another one.
You know what? Actually, we're going to be doing 3 winners for Facebook this time.
Okay. Oops. So we need to unlock the screen. Who's our screen unlocker?
A little bit of technical.
Let's go to.
Let's flip it over to YouTube.
Let's go over to YouTube.
Let's see our winners on YouTube. We're going to be doing 2 winners on YouTube. So let's start right now. Again, thank y'all so much for being in this live stream, for joining us today. It is a fun, exciting time. Keep engaged. If you haven't already, the grand prize is going to be announced at the very end of this live stream, and you can get in, qualify right now. Go hop over, start commenting, because we are going to pick one of you who's commenting right now on those posts to be the grand prize winner. Are we back up?
We are back. So
Nice.
on YouTube, we have a YouTube winner.
All right.
And it is T-Bone Fletcher.
T-Bone, I love it.
Fletcher.
T-Bone. All right, and who is our second winner from YouTube? Listen, we have a lot of people in this live stream, a lot of people commenting.
A lot. Hundreds. Looks like thousands.
And who wouldn't, you know? We're giving away thousands of dollars of really cool tech. So I get it. We're getting swamped in these comments.
Okay. Let's do Robert. Yep, Robert Baker.
Oh, I thought we were about to share the same name. All right, Robert Baker. So those are going to be our two winners over on YouTube. And I believe we have two more to complete on Facebook. Do we have access to that live stream?
We do.
Amazing.
Tina Lemire. Tina Lemire.
Tina Lemire.
Lemire.
Perfect. And our last winner of this giveaway.
Giorgio Brown. Congratulations, Giorgio.
Giorgio Brown. Congratulations to our winners. That is amazing. And please, again, I will reiterate this every time. Contact the Renogy customer service to claim your prize and also to get all that fun legal information.
Important.
Well, this has been an absolute blast. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you so much, Hutch. And for sharing your amazing stories. And now we're going to be joined by our resident expert in solar, Stefan. But before we do that, we're going to roll a clip.
Hi, I'm Steven.
And I'm Elizabeth.
When we first got the RV, it kind of looked like your grandma's house, you know? It was something that was old school, old panels, something that was straight out of the 70s. So as much as that look was really cool, we really wanted to modernize it.
Yeah, we bought it at the start of COVID times, and we just wanted to make something that's really personal to us, and it's been a really fun adventure.
When we pull up to anywhere that we want to stay, we typically have to make sure it has shore power. We got to make sure that it has some kind of connectivity so we can utilize all the power in our RV. We started feeling very restricted. We started looking into solar, looking at ways to be completely sustainable. We figured, hey, why not? We started doing research on different ways to be sustainable. We saw solar was a big route to go. We saw Renogy come up a lot. You know, the name Renogy came up on YouTube, on Instagram. Started doing a lot of research on their website and saw that they were very affordable, very DIY friendly, and it's something that we'd be able to actually do.
And the thought of having solar power on our RV is just really exciting, and knowing that we can use the energy from the sun wherever we go.
This year, you know, we decided to take the RV out and bring the holidays with us. It's something that we really want to enjoy the holidays out in the wild.
Just making it feel more homey and cozy when, you know, we look around and our RV has Christmas lights up.
Yeah, and we want to go for a long time. So we figured with our solar system and with the current specs that we have, it's ready to go, but adding one more panel will give us the ability to really add more Christmas lights, accessories, and Christmas festivities.
So one of my favorite hobbies is gardening. I love being out in nature. I love using all of The natural resources like the soil, the sun is really important. It's really important to me to be sustainable and work with Mother Nature. The sun is such a powerful resource, and it's great that we get to now use that in our RV.
Awesome. So installing the extra 100 watt panel today. I'm super excited. This is going to give us that much more energy to really utilize in the RV, have that much more freedom, and make sure that we never go dry of electricity. The first step is installing the Z brackets. Once the Z brackets are installed, then we're going to go ahead and actually mount the panel to the roof. This year, we're really looking forward to the holidays. We go big. We like to go and decorate. Right after Thanksgiving, we start getting all the Christmas decorations together. And instead of going somewhere that requires power, now we're gonna go wherever we want. You know, with the solar system, we can go to anywhere that really, you know, that we wanna.
Yeah, really out in nature where we don't have to worry about hookups or anything like that. I'm so excited to be spending Christmas away, just us.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's the first time that we can just go wherever we want and do what we want, and we couldn't have done that without Renogy.
What an amazing breakdown of Renogy. And here with us is Steven. Please.
Awesome. It's a beautiful day to be here, guys.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here to answer all of the questions that I do not know, which is a lot.
Definitely, yeah. I'm ready for the questions, so shoot them my way.
Absolutely. And Steven, do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit before we jump into that?
Of course, yeah. So I'm Steven. I've been with Renogy for 7 years. Some call me the master of Renogy products. I know a little bit about everything, so I'm glad I could be here and help out with any questions that do come up.
Okay, let's go. I personally believe that you are the Renogy guru. So it looks like we actually have a couple questions that were asked from chat. So the people that are commenting right now in our live stream, we are pulling directly from you. We are feeding off of your response. So the first question that came up that you posed was, what is the estimated lifespan of the battery? Which battery? I'm not too sure.
I'm guessing it's going to be the battery that we were showing, the self-heater battery, so the 12-volt, 100-amp-hour battery. So just like we were talking about, or you were talking about with Sherry and Hutch, that battery has a lot longer lifespan than your traditional sealed lead-acid batteries. So that guy's going to actually give you about 10 years of lifespan. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yep.
That's pretty incredible, honestly.
Yeah.
Comparatively, right?
Yeah, 100%. You're going to get double, triple times the amount, especially if you're using it correctly. You know, you're really going to be able to benefit the most with those lithium iron phosphate batteries and get the most life cycles out of them if they're used properly.
That's amazing. And do you know how many life cycles there are? I feel like we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, it's about well, on these guys, 4,000 life cycles.
4,000.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
Yeah, these guys have great life cycles. Depending on how you're using them, if you're going down to 20%, and just like what Sherry was going over, they don't even use one cycle daily. So they're really gonna get double, the amount of that lifespan, how they're utilizing it, in the best, most efficient way possible.
Amazing. We're going to just jump into the next question then, and that is, how thin is the flexible solar panel?
Yeah, so we were talking about that earlier. That guy, you guys were talking about how you could stack them, We can see how many we can stack together to equate to a regular rigid panel. So it is going to be less than an inch. So you're looking at 0.08 inches down.
So skinny, so
skinny.
thin.
It's like, if you put it to a nickel, it's going to be thinner than a nickel.
Wild.
Yeah.
How many have you stacked personally?
So personally, I actually do love those guys.
Yeah.
I have two. I do have a personal van build that my wife and I have been doing, and I have
Very
two of those on the roof, and they're lightweight. No, they're low profile. You don't see them out there. I know, like in the overland community, people like to go off-roading. You have something like up there like that, it's not going to get ripped off by a tree or anything like that. So you're really going to be able to.
It's like it's hugging the hole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's something you don't even have to worry about when you're out there and going through the dunes and doing all that good stuff.
Yeah. What kind of van do you have?
So we have a Ford Transit. So we have the big guy. It's the Ford Transit 2019 XLT. And I'm kind of tall. I'm 6 feet. So we got the high roof one, so we could stand up in it, and got it all decked out with Renogy stuff, and it's great. It's great that I can do it, through my career, and at the same time do it on my personal life.
Your hobbies, like enjoy you're reaping the benefits, really.
Exactly. It's amazing.
That's so cool. All right, let's skip right into this third question. Can the flexible solar panel be installed without drilling into the mounted surface? So I think the concern here is, like, if you don't really, or if you're not friendly with drilling into surfaces, if you don't know too much about, or your van, or you're scared of damaging the hole or whatever, can you do that without having to damage the hole?
Definitely, and that was one of the main reasons why I went with the flexible panel on the van. I already had to cut enough holes for the fan.
You're like, I drilled into that.
So every time buying, a 40,000 plus, vehicle, and then like, all right, I'm gonna cut off a bunch of sheet metal and drill a bunch of holes. It's something that a lot of people aren't willing to do, and at the same time, if they don't have experience, it is quite daunting. So something like this, you could definitely install. We recommend with like a construction adhesive. I actually use like a very industrial grade Velcro. So
oh, really?
I could take them down when I'm not using them during like the winter time, put them away, and really get the most lifespan out of them.
Wild.
Because if I'm not using them, no reason for them to get degraded from the sun throughout that time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, here's a hypothetical. Not really a realistic one, but say I wanted to trick out like a raft, like just a raft I'm taking on the river. Could I hypothetically have like a mast and then just put it on the wood railing of the mast? Like, it seems like it's light enough to do that. It's, it has that flexibility, and it durable. Can I do that?
I mean, it's utilized a lot in the marine applications because they are lightweight, 4.2 pounds each, compared to something that's about 20 pounds, with the traditional rigid panels. They're very lightweight. Something that's big too now in the overland community is those pop-ups on the vans, and on the Jeeps and on the trucks. You can put them up there, and then it's cool because when you pop up the tent, now you got that good angle. And you're really utilizing that.
That's so fun. I wouldn't even think about doing that. They literally put it on the tent.
Correct, exactly. And then they pop it up, and they're utilizing that, perfect angle to get the most wattage out of that panel, in the direct sunlight, which is pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing. And honestly, if I was going out camping or whatever, you pop it up, you go whatever, hang out, hunt, do whatever.
Yep,
exactly. That's so cool.
It's super cool. It's something that you wouldn't think of before, because like, why am I gonna put a 100-watt panel on my roof? I'm gonna lose, my MPGs. Gas isn't cheap.
It's not cheap.
We're in California. Gas is super expensive, so you want to definitely have lightweightness. So having this on your Jeeps, on your trucks, on your vans, you're gonna make sure that you're not, adding excessive weight, unnecessary weight.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So for our fourth question, it is. we're getting back to it.
Yeah.
What is the maximum wattage the 220 watt bifacial panel output in optimal conditions? What is the maximum wattage that it can put out?
Definitely. So back on the van, we actually got 2 of those guys on there right now. So in perfect condition, you're able to get somewhere around 285 watts. So you're really getting, you know, that 30% more, which is amazing. You know, it's comparable size to our 200 watt traditional panel, and you're able to get about 85 watts more, you know, in that same footprint.
That's crazy.
Which is super crazy.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, that's 30%. Did you say that? 30% more? Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, that sun is baking me.
No, I get it. And it's amazing, something that I never thought about. And it's cool to see on the back end. You know, you can see it's kind of like a mirror. It's transparent, so you can really see the solar panel on the back end. And it's something that's new. It's something that I've been in the solar field for about 10 years now, and it's the first time I've seen technology like that. And
That's cool.
It's amazing, yeah.
That's really cool. So let's just skip on to our last question. What type of lithium cells are used on the battery?
Definitely. So there's a lot of different lithium cells used on the market. Big one is like lithium NMC, and those are going to be more lightweight. A lot of people see it lightweight, think that's great, but those are the ones that are having issues, you know?
Yes.
So
yes.
we're using lithium iron phosphate. We are UL certified, so they're going to be the safest. They're going to be the best, you know, for any application, especially with the self heater. You know, you're going to be able to use them in those cold conditions. And you know, 10 years, you're gonna get the most lifespan out of those guys. And it's something that if you do, you know, one thing that I see on the news, like Tesla's crashing and having fires and stuff like that.
Yes.
The last thing you want, you know, is having some kind of fire. So having,
Well, especially in your camper van or
Correct.
wherever you're living, you know? Yeah.
So these are rated to make sure if there's puncture, nothing's gonna happen, which is fantastic.
That's super cool. So you're saying it's like kind of, it's built to not explode. It's built not to catch fire. It's, you know, all of those elements.
That is correct. Yep.
That's really, really cool. Do you own any of those? Have you, like, you're outfitting your van? I know you said that earlier.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be bringing any of those with you?
So a little sneak peek. I did get the new REGO battery, which also has the heating element. So
Okay.
we will be diving into that shortly in the van. So I'm excited to go over that with everybody.
Okay, cool. And that's going to actually be coming up in a bit here. I would say, what is your favorite kind of function?
Yeah, so I mean, one thing about this guy is you're able to connect it with a lot of different devices, like accessories. So
Right.
it has that button. The button is actually going to put it into like a shelf mode. So when you're not using the battery, a lot of times the batteries will just still have a self-discharge on the shelf. This guy, you could turn it off and you can make sure that it's not having that self-discharge, and you're going to be able to turn it back on when you want to use it to really maximize the lifespan. So I think that's above, you know, a lot of the batteries that I do see on the market, because a lot of them are just regular batteries.
Right.
You know?
They're just there.
You can connect it to Bluetooth. We have a great DC home app that gives you really great information. When the self heater function does turn on, it says self heater on. It shows you that it's going. It shows you the self temperature. So
That's so cool.
It gives you so much interactive information that you'll know exactly what's happening on the outside and on the inside of your battery.
That's absolutely amazing. Steven, you are an absolute genius when it comes to Renogy.
Well, I appreciate it. I do a lot of studying, and I love solar and I love Renogy. So
That's amazing. So now we are just gonna hop into the next giveaway, y'all. This is gonna be the second first prize camper van trip. So remember, if you've been in here, we gave one away for Facebook. This is gonna be for YouTube. So the same old rules still apply. Just type the answers into the chat right now, and we're gonna screenshot and we are gonna pick a winner that way. And Steven, I believe you have a question for the viewers.
definitely. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get to the question.
Thank you. We're gonna bring over this chat too. And that's what's unique about this camper van trip giveaway. If you remember from our last hosts, they also formed a question by themselves, and then they posed it to you, and then they gave you A and B answer. That's why this one is so unique from the rest of the giveaways that we have here. And also, don't forget to comment on our Facebook and our YouTube, the latest post, to qualify for the grand prize that we are giving away real shortly, y'all. So if you haven't gotten yet, please go ahead and get that in now. Steven, can you take us away with that question?
Definitely. So I'll make it real easy. We went over it many times, going over the smart self-heating battery. What is the expected lifespan of that battery?
That's a good question.
What is that expected lifespan of that battery? And this, I'm gonna get A and B.
A and B, A and B.
Yeah. So just, I didn't want to make it.
No, I feel you. I get you. I get you. Yeah. He goes
A,
3 answers.
Yeah. So A is going to be 3 years. B is going to be 10 years. One more time. A, 3 years. B, 10 years.
All right, y'all. The 10-second countdown has started. We are going to be picking that winner within the next 10 seconds. Get your comments in now. I'm going to go ahead and walk over to that blackboard so we can officially announce the winner for this YouTube giveaway.
YouTube first, right?
It's only YouTube this time.
Oh, okay, yeah. YouTube is going to be on the right, this guy?
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right, so our winner for the second camper van trip giveaway is...
Took a screenshot, and we are gonna go with April-ish.
I believe that is username April-ish.
Yep.
Okay.
That is it.
April-ish. Congratulations.
10 years. B, 10 years.
Yeah. B, Danielle, thank you. I completely forgot about that. She answered B. It was 10 years was the correct answer. April-ish. Please contact the Renogy customer service because congratulations, you won the prize, but you still need to do the paperwork. All right. And we are going to actually just hop in still with Steven. Steven's hanging out with us for life now.
Yes, I am here.
Into our next product, and that's going to be the Renogy One Core. So, the Renogy One Core that you can see in his hands has some seriously cool features. It is a cloud-based energy monitoring system. You can keep track of your power usage no matter where you are in the world. We discussed that earlier. Plus, you'll have 24/7 energy analysis right at your fingertips on multiple devices. We've even thrown in a built-in RV leveling sensor so you can enjoy the stability and comfort on your travels. That, I think, is really unique.
Let me tell you, one thing working with Renogy, I've been able to play with this thing, and I had 2 manual that I would have to run outside and check where I'm at, and my wife would be like, all right, a little bit this way, a little bit that way, going back and forth. Now I can see it on one screen to level, and it's something that's amazing that I didn't think was going to be so, easy.
Yeah, and I think the best part is you can access that with a smart device. So you don't necessarily even have to be there to access it. You can, it's just, it's an absolute piece of cake for the automation of your home. Yeah, what would you say is your favorite part of that Renogy One Core?
Yeah, so one thing that's huge on this guy, I know I like smart things nowadays.
Yes, same. Absolutely.
My whole house is, has smart devices. It's on automations. My lights turn on. My Christmas lights turn on during Christmas when I want it. So smart automations at the house is amazing. And now with the Renogy One Core, you're able to take that smart, functionality off the grid. Have it in your RV, in your van, in your trailer. You can set automations, and you can really have a good time and know what's happening in your system, which is not having to guess or not really having that peace of mind.
Yeah, it's the ease of mind that you can access it 24/7 because, again, like you're saying, it's that cloud-based, it's the smart tech.
Yep, that is exactly it.
Now, I see you holding it in your hand. It doesn't look that bulky. It doesn't look that large. Could you tell me how big that is?
Yeah, so this screen is actually giving me 4 inches, so it's actually a really good size for any kind of cabin, any kind of installation. It could be installed somewhere small. I know Sherry and Hutch, we're going to put it, in their small setup. So something like this is going to be more beneficial for them. It's not going to take a lot of space.
Right.
They don't have to have 4 or 5 different monitors for all their different devices. Now they can have one small device. It's going to say everything that they need to see. They can control things, they can understand things better, and at the same time, they can have, like we said, that peace of mind of knowing, like, all right, let's turn everything on and see how long we could run this for, and really see, you know, how long we could be off the grid running off of solar.
100%. And I guess a follow-up question on that one is, I know that lithium or lead-based batteries, sometimes they don't really communicate. Would this be able to have that communication capabilities?
So this guy, I mean, it's really meant for any kind of Renogy battery that has a Bluetooth capabilities. We do have a smart shunt as well that's going to be coming out soon. So you could actually pair it up with one of our non-Bluetooth batteries like sealed lead acid battery, a gel, or AGM, and still get the information that you need to get, you know, through here. So it's kind of like integrating some new technology with some of the older technology.
That's amazing. And, you know, the hub is equipped with a 6-axis sensor that provides real-time monitoring of your vehicle's leveling status. Like we were saying earlier, that you don't have to go out. You don't, you know, regardless the size of that vehicle, it's like, boom, you get the leveling status just right there at your fingertips.
Correct. I mean, real world experience. We'll just drive around to see where I'm best, you know, leveled. And then we do have some leveling blocks. So I want to minimize my work when I am driving along, you know, when we get to our campsite. So,
yes.
You know, finding the best level spot and then using a couple leveling blocks. Now it's super easy, super efficient, and I'm not spending a lot of time yelling at the window.
Yeah. Please let me get this leveled.
Exactly. Because I don't know if anybody's ever tried to camp in an RV that's tilted. You feel like you're in a funny house, and it's not fun. You can't cook like that, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, I bet. I didn't even think about that. What would you say is your favorite feature in the Renogy One Core?
I mean, just the ease of use. It's really nice. It's very smart. It gives you everything that you need to see at your fingertips. And I'm a nerd when it comes to techie stuff, a guru, you know, as we went over earlier. And the fact that I can kind of sit there and just stare at what's happening. My wife looks at me, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm just staring at it."
I'm looking at it's so simple.
Look at the watts, look at the hours, you know? And I geek out on that stuff, so it's a lot of fun.
You know what's interesting? Steven was showing me earlier just like how to monitor, how to use everything. I am not a tech guy at all. I don't know how any of it works or is used, but I was looking at that and I was able to figure it out so quickly. It is really intuitive. It's one of those systems where it's almost like checking the weather app on your smartphone.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, it's really cool now with the leveling. Now, you know, as long as you have Wi-Fi where you're at, you can see everything through. We have a really cool web portal. So it's cool seeing it here. It's cool seeing it on your phone. But at the same time, if you really want to nerd out and see some like historical data, you can actually go onto your laptop, go into the Renogy One portal, and it will give you really intuitive graphs about how much you've used, how much you utilize.
That's actually pretty cool.
How much solar yield. It will give you so much information that you wouldn't even think you needed to know, but now you get to know. You know?
Have it at your finger. I feel like Sherry would be one of the people that do that, you know?
Oh,
she
yeah.
went back, she tracked how much money she was actually saving using kind of this solar-powered energy vehicles and just solar power in general. So if you really are about, you know, those statistics, how much money you're saving, this would be kind of right in that ballpark.
That's correct, especially in California. A lot of people try to do a lot of peak shaving.
What's peak shaving?
So basically, you know, during the hours that people are going to be utilizing their air conditioners and all their powers, the local electric companies like to boost up the rates, you know. So you have to pay more, but you're still going to use it. It's 100 degrees outside, so you're going to turn on your air conditioner. So with something like this, you can really be like, all right, let's plug in all our, like, you know, let's utilize our solar system, especially if you could put this in like a larger system that's off grid. Say it's in a cabin, say it's in a house.
Right.
A lot of things that are coming out are like deployable, you know, units.
Yes.
It's really cool. You see people doing like tiny homes, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I was looking into one of those.
Yeah, so you can really see like, all right, cool. I don't have to plug in, you know, between 5 and 8, and I can really see how many watts I'm using, and I'm not paying anything. You know,
yeah.
I've already paid for the system, and I'm not paying those crazy, you know,
those
rates,
crazy fees.
bills, yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, we've discussed that it's completely off-grid, but you can use 6 different options of smart plugs to relay the sensors to simplify your daily automation with your home, which I don't think we discussed on how many plugs you can get. And 6, I feel like, is kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's really cool. We have the smart plugs that you can pair up with it. We have the sensors, so you can hook up motion. I have it set up basically on an automation, so when I open my doors, all my lights turn on. You know,
oh, that's cool.
When there's no motion sense, the lights turn off. I have a security. I call it my security system with my core. So I actually have a motion sensor. So when motion is sensed, a little alarm goes off, and at the same time, I get a notification to my phone. So one big thing that my wife and I like to do, we take our dog out. Sometimes we gotta leave the dog, you know, in the van when we're going to like national parks or places where he can't go, you know.
Yeah, where you're like, sorry, buddy, you're gonna stay back for this one.
So if we're away and I see the doors open and we're not at the van, I'm gonna be very suspect. And at that point, I'll get it on my phone and we can go back and investigate.
That's actually so cool.
Yeah,
that's a unique feature I didn't even think about.
Very unique. There's a lot of things that you can put in the automation side of it, and at the same time, just having a lot of different smart, you know, abilities to turn on, you know, when the light goes down, when, you know, sun goes down, turn on, you know, my exterior light.
Sure.
Some people will have like steps, you know, my steps will come down when the door opens.
Yes.
There's so many different options.
Yeah, like the options and utilities of it are endless. I would think almost like if you were camping in the woods or whatever and you wanted to catch wildlife, right?
Exactly.
You could set up like a wildlife cam or anything like that. That is.
Yeah, I actually did speak with some of our users, and they were setting up like a geofence for that. And
that's so
they had all
cool.
the sensors. They had a camera, so the camera would turn on and take a picture. And it's amazing to hear all these different stories and all these different applications that, you know, something like this, I see it as RVs and vans, but you can utilize it, like you said, in the camping,
right, anywhere,
anything, which is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that it has so many purposes that not only does it help you with your van life and it can, you know, power charge everything, and it's almost like a system that self-regulates, that you can use it outside of that system too, for home security, for nature, wildlife watching, for literally, kind of sounds like anything.
Yeah,
anything that can plug in.
It's quite amazing. I've played with it and been able to see different things that it can do, and at the same time, we're very we listen to the community, so we do live firmware updates all the time, and all you gotta do is be connected to the internet, and it's kind of like updating your iOS on your phone.
Easy.
It's super easy, and it does it automatically.
And it sounds like you are up to step with the most modern technology in solar tech.
100%. That's one big thing with Renogy. I've seen it from being with the company for 7+ years. We try to be innovative, we try to be competitive, and we want to make sure that we're the first ones coming out with the new stuff. And at the same time, we're listening to what, you know, people want, what people need, you know, and we're integrating that into a lot of our systems.
Speaking on that, I think we know exactly what the people want and need, and that is going to be some Renogy One Core giveaways. All right, we are giving away 5 Renogy One Core, my bad, Energy One Core. And you know the rules by now. I'm going to be reading out a question with the answers, 2 answers, A and B, and you are going to be answering in chat. I'm just going to jump right into it, all right? Because if you have been on this live stream, you have already had the chance to win, and you are going to have more chances to win right now. All right, the Renogy One Core is a cloud-based energy monitoring system that can be accessed worldwide. A, yes, or B, no. I'm going to repeat that question. The Renogy One Core is a cloud-based energy monitoring system that can be accessed worldwide. A, yes, or B, no. And remember, y'all, the grand prize is just minutes, 10 minutes. It's very close. It's just around the corner. So go ahead and make sure that you are commenting on our latest post in Facebook and on YouTube to qualify for the grand prize, because it is a really, really cool prize. And I'm just going to go into the second question of G6. And that is going to be, the Renogy One Core has RV leveling as one of the main features. Is that A, yes, or B, no? I'm going to repeat that. The Renogy One Core has RV leveling as one of the main features. Is it A, yes, or B, no? Get your comments in right now because we are going to be selecting those winners. And in the meantime, I want to reiterate that the grand prize is sitting at $7,000, not $700, $7,000. That is something you do not want to miss. So please, y'all, for you, go and get in now. Go comment because you will have a chance to win that grand prize. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go over to the whiteboard right now.
Fantastic.
All right, Steven, let's pick the first 3 YouTube winners.
One moment.
All right. Hey, I can hang in here all day. I'm taking a knee. This is the first knee I've taken. Well, actually, that's not true. Third knee I've taken today. I get a little shade from this whiteboard, though, so I'm not upset about it.
Okay, so first question, and you said YouTube, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. Let's do right.
Again, y'all are flooding these comments.
There's so many coming in.
There's so many. It is hard to pick which one. And thank y'all so much for joining us on this journey, commenting and staying connected with us this whole time. We appreciate it. And hey, you know what? We're giving away some really cool things.
All right, so the first winner is gonna be Robert Baker.
All right. And who is that second winner? Oh, actually, you know what? Robert Baker has already won.
Really? Oh, I apologize. I apologize. There, we can't do 2 winners, right?
I don't know. Can a person win twice? Just a second, Robert.
Sorry about that.
We are figuring this out right now to see if a person can win twice, because the last thing I want to do is go back and rip one out after you've won. They can win twice? All right. Congratulations, Robert.
Yeah.
That's dedication to being in this live stream and commenting. Robert Baker just won twice.
Probably why I chose him. I heard his name earlier.
Right.
Next is gonna be Steve Rychetsky. So that's RYCHETSKY.
All right. Congratulations, Steve. And who was our third winner for YouTube?
YouTube. Oh, 3 on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. And then we're just going to switch over to Facebook right after.
Third is going to be Chris C.
Chris C. Congratulations to our viewers on YouTube and our winners. Let's flip over to Facebook now. All right. Who are our 2 winners from Facebook for this round?
Facebook for this round is gonna be.
And again, y'all, remember, the grand prize is right around the corner. You saw Chris win twice. It pays to comment.
First is gonna be Reba Martin.
Reba Martin. All right. Second.
Next is gonna be Kim Connor Rudnick. RUDNICK.
All right. Congratulations to our winners of that round. And please, I'm going to reiterate this one last time. Contact the Renogy customer service if you won, because you have to do all of the boring tax stuff. But congratulations on winning. Now, we're going to go over to DJ Cleveland for another performance before you get the chance to win our final grand prize. So go ahead right now and leave your comments on Facebook and YouTube to qualify for that final grand prize.
deep breath. I'm a shark use, I'm a specimen. I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark use, I'm a specimen. I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark use, 7 days a week. I'll be up all night, day and night, day and night. I'm a specimen. I'm a baller, take a deep breath. I'm a shark use, 7 days a week. I'll be up all night, day and night, day and night.
My life's dope. I wear fancy clothes. I'm a hell of a work. I got hell of fun. As I'm earning dough, I'ma bring the show. Anywhere I go. All day and night. All day and night. All day and night. Living life to the max.
Hey everyone, so here we're going to go over our last product, which is going to be the REGO Complete System. So here we have our brand new Renogy Sprinter van, and we have it completely decked out with a complete system. So if we come in here, we can see everything. So I'll give a really good detailed information about what we got here. So here we have it on display. First, what we have is actually going to be this big guy, which is the battery itself. So this guy is giving you 400 amp hours at 12 volts. So technically that's going to be a 5 kilowatt system, which is 5,000 watts of usable power. Let me tell you, 5,000 watts of usable power in a van or camping scenario is going to be more than plenty. Pair that up with some kind of solar system, and you're really going to be in the works for a long week, long weekend, or a long trip, you know, not worrying about power at all. This guy also has the lithium iron phosphate internal cells. We were able to get, instead of having 4 of the 100 amp hour batteries we were going over earlier, now we have 1 foundation and 1 footprint, and we were able to get a lot smaller than having 4 batteries tied up in parallel. This guy also has the self-heating function, so just like the 100 amp hour self heater, you're going to be able to utilize charging under that 41 degrees Fahrenheit, under, you know, when your battery is freezing, it'll be able to turn on and utilize your solar or any kind of charging element to really keep that battery charged and topped off for multiple uses throughout your adventures. Next, we could go up to this guy right here. So he's actually going to be the MPPT solar charge controller. So it's a 60 amp MPPT charge controller. We have it paired up on the roof with the two 220 watt bifacial panels. So we're going to get 440 watts, technically more, you know, since they are the bifacial panels. We will be getting somewhere around 500 watts in ideal conditions going to the MPPT solar controller, which is going to give you about 90 to 99% efficiency through your system. So some of the less efficient controllers are going to give you about 70 to 75%. This guy is going to give you your full bang for your buck. You have 440 watts on your roof. We're really going to try to get the most out of that system. We have the lights going on. We actually have a motion sensor with the REGO, so when the motion goes, the lights do turn on. So you can kind of see that going on with the party scene going. Next is going to be the 60 amp DC to DC charger. So this guy is actually able to send a charge from your starter battery alternator when you're driving down the road. So solar is fantastic. Solar is great. It's renewable. You're going to be able to really benefit from the sun, but the sun's not available 24/7. And at the same time, when you're driving, if you can benefit and utilize your alternator's charge while you're driving to send a charge to your house battery, why not? So this guy is able to bring 60 amps from your starter battery and send it to your house battery. So in a pinch, you could turn on your starter battery and utilize your alternator to really charge up that battery. Or just like on most trips, when you're driving for multiple hours, you're gonna know, I've been charging my battery for 5, 10, 15 hours, you know, driving across the country, and you're gonna know that your big 400 amp hour battery is gonna be topped off because you've been driving and topping it off that whole time. Lastly, here is gonna be, we have a 3000 watt inverter charger. So this device is actually able to bring in AC power to charge your battery. So if you ever needed to utilize shore power in a pinch, you can hook up to shore power. You can hook up to a house and charge the battery with shore power. And at the same time, to use household appliances, solar and batteries are going to be DC electricity. This guy is able to convert your DC electricity to AC electricity. Now you can utilize different devices like household appliances. Like in here we have a TV, we have lights, we have a lot of household appliances that you would just plug in at your house and you can utilize it in an off-grid scenario. Here is going to be our combiner box. So these are the main components. Next is going to be where everything is combined. So the combiner box is kind of the brain of the system. It's bringing everything together and giving you safety. Each circuit is fused right here, so they're easily, you can see them. If something happens, they're easily replaceable. And at the same time, everything is housed into one combiner. So one big feature of the REGO system is going to be the quick, easy connect. So you can see here all these gray connectors. We're actually using Anderson connectors. This is the first time that something like this has been utilized in a solar system. So instead of your traditional screw terminals, ring terminals, you know, using your wrenches, using your Phillips screwdrivers, so on and so forth. Not a lot of people are savvy with tools, you know. Not a lot of people are savvy with playing with electricity as well. So we wanted to kind of take that guessing game out of the question and at the same time make sure that people are comfortable at installing something like this, you know, and seeing that they could do it themselves. So we made it easy. Boom, you could disconnect, reconnect, everything's super easy. There's something that you could install. We've gotten feedback from a lot of installers. This is gonna eliminate about a quarter of the time of the install. So a typical install is gonna take about 3 to 4 hours of a complete system. This guy is gonna take somewhere around 45 minutes to 1 hour, which, I mean, time is money, you know, so anytime that you could shave off any kind of time by all means, that's what you want to do. You want to really utilize your time efficiently, and that's what we're really doing with the REGO system. We have everything tied together, everything communicates together, and at the same time, everything is connected easily. So you can hook up a 5,000 watt solar system on your own. Very simple. You don't have to be electrical engineer. You didn't have to go to school for this. It's something that you could watch on any of our tutorial videos. You could get any of our user manuals and really dive into it. And it's like opening Pandora's box. Once you start getting into it, you're going to turn into the professional, and you're going to be going to shows. You're going to be giving the information, kind of like Sherry and Hutch. You're going to be learning and at the same time teaching people, because it's not brain surgery. And at the same time, it's very easily to grasp and easily to teach. So anytime you could utilize nature, utilize the sun, something like this is great. And then we have it all tied to the Renogy One Core. So just like what we were going over earlier, the Renogy One Core ties best with any of our Bluetooth devices. So it's really cool. It's small. You can see it right here. We have so much room in the van to do whatever we want, and we know exactly what's going on. So we've been actually running everything out here off of our power stations and off of the van. So we had a coffee maker in here earlier. We have the lights. We've done a lot. And right now with solar, I mean, it's almost 5 o'clock in the evening, and we're still getting 8.7 amps. So you can see we're getting a good charge. We're still getting solar. We know what's going on. Based off this usage, it gives us time remaining as well. So it's say based off this usage and the charge, we'll get from 74% back to 100% in about 12 hours. So it's just giving you real-time numbers, and that's going to generate and fluctuate if you're in the plus, if you're getting a charge, or if you're in the negative. So say if you're running some power tools or anything that's a high demand, it'll tell you, oh, you could run that 1,000 watt load for, you know, with this 5 kilowatt system for about 5 hours. So it's real interactive. It's going to give you all that information, and it's at your fingertips. And then just going over the RV leveling, we can see right here exactly what's going on. We can see we aren't leveled, you know, so it's showing us that we are a little tilted in the front. And something like this, I could put some blocks in the front, and I can see that we'll get even. Super simple, super easy. Don't got to run to, you know, the manual levels that I had on my van previously. Something like this, super easy. Everything is very nice. We also went over the installation, how simple, how quick it is. This guy's super easy. It literally twists off. You mount this guy with 3 screws, twist on, you connect it, you're back in business. It's super simple. One big thing with Renogy is we want to make sure that everything's easy for you. Everything's simplified. You really don't have to, like I said, you don't have to read a whole book. You don't have to really dive into something too much. You can kind of watch a couple tutorial videos, start off with something small, and then eventually get up to something like a REGO system. This guy, we guarantee it. You know, this is definitely our premium system. So it's valued at $7,000, you know, so it definitely, you're getting the most bang for your buck. I'm jealous that it can't be a part of the giveaway coming up. So this thing is great for any kind of person that's getting into the overland, getting into the off-grid, getting into just unplugging. This is the ultimate system. You can actually expand. We have an expansion too. You could go all the way up to 3 batteries total, so you can get somewhere around a 15 kilowatt system in your off-grid, and that's something that's used to be unheard of. You would have to drop a down payment on a house to get that back in the day. Now you can get it, you know, get it installed in your van, get it outfitted, get it in your RV, your trailer, in a cabin. It has so many possibilities. They're really endless. And we're excited to show you guys and get it out to you and really get, you know, your hands on this guy so you can see it. So here we go.
Hey, thank you so much, Steven. And now it is going to be the moment y'all have been waiting for. I know I've been waiting for it. This is going to be the grand prize announcement for the REGO Solution Kit. All right.
I'm coming.
Steve, I was about to be like, Steven, you don't want to miss this. Actually, you know what? I was going to bring this up with me, but do you want to do the honors? Just swipe for Facebook, and this is going to be YouTube.
Cool.
So our first winner for YouTube.
YouTube.
Let's do YouTube first, yeah. It's going to be
Drum roll, please. At The Rock 80. At The Rock 80. So that's DAROCK 80. I'm not sure if that's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's right.
Man, what a win. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Sorry, spell that one more time.
Yes, sir. So DAROCK
ROC
80.
CK 80.
There we go.
Wow.
Congratulations to Rock 80.
That's
Woo!
huge.
That's awesome.
All right. Now let's do our final.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little jealous.
I am too, honestly. All right. For Facebook, the final grand prize winner.
Final grand prize on Facebook. We have Giorgio Brown. So that's GIORGIO. Last name Brown. Congratulations, Giorgio.
To our winner.
Let's go. That's awesome.
That's massive. Congratulations. Woo! That is a total of $14,000 we just gave away for the grand prize. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, y'all, I just want to remind y'all to go and follow up with everyone, our customer support if you won, because you have to file those 1099s. You have to get those IRSs. But thank you so much for joining us on this live event and coming for June 16th, which I believe is forever now.
Oh, yeah.
Renogy Day.
Yes.
I am your host, Robert Francis.
And I'm your solar guru, Stephen Clifton.
And thank you again for joining us on Renogy Day.